Greetings is going to be another showcase of a character.
깜짝 파티를 열어줄까?
This one's going to be Giselle's video, so I'm gonna send some of these characters away.
괜찮은 선택인가?
The thing is with Giselle, she's one of those characters who can go full glass cannon. Because of how much range she has, you can pretty much keep her back and safe. Her damage output is insanely high, and she has one of the highest block shreds by default.
어차피 다 보여. 실망스럽군.
And we're just gonna keep a couple party members here, just because I do kind of need some party members to demonstrate what Giselle can do.
네, 지금 달려가요. 이제 시작되는 건가요? 제가 지켜드려요.
알겠습니다. 저에겐 바람의 가호가 함께합니다.
But a key part of using her is you do need to kind of keep everyone else up front and keep enemies at bay. You don't want anyone getting near Giselle.
내가 못 맞출 줄 알고? 지금 항복하면 용서해줄게. 승부는 초반 위치 선점이지.
오케이.
You want to have a tank like Leeton or Leeton, Scion, Irene,
나이스 스피드.
Alyssa, make sure they're all up in front, getting all the enemy attention.
그래, 도망쳐봐. 목표 제거 완료.
So the next enemy's got 15 action time. Giselle's at 13.
그렇지. 좋았어.
She'll get her turn back very, very quickly.
숨어봐. 끝까지 지원해줬어.
Anytime she snipes someone, good chances she's gonna get her turn back if they're attacking her tanks.
어차피 다 보여. 넌 가면 그런 억울할 것 없어. 달려봐. 멈추는 목표 제거 완료.
And because she's not really using one shot, one kill, she pretty much does not have to worry about overloading this quickly. She doesn't have to worry if an enemy's at full health or not, because we're just action time abusing with it.
그렇게 내 공연이 보고 싶냐?
알겠습니다. 용서하지 않겠어요. 천벌이에요. 가슴이 떨려 죽겠어요.
언제든지.
놓치지 않아.
게임 오버.
제가 가겠습니다. 강하게 바람과 함께 사라지세요. 알라리, 너 내 팬이구나.
Actually, not getting the turns I quite expect.
어때? 환상적이지? 알라리, 너 내 팬이구나. 그렇지. 좋았어. 어메이징. 좋은 동작이었어. 칭찬해줄게. 흔들바람. 다음은 누구입니까? 모두 상대해드리겠습니다. 알라리, 너 내 팬이구나.
그래, 도망쳐봐. 끝까지 저항해줘서 고마워.
이미 저항은 무의미합니다. 야! 쏘리, 다음번 공연에서 보자고.
이런 기회 놓치지
다음
않아. 목표는 누구로 할까? 그래, 숨어봐. 실망스럽군. 이제 널 삶에서 해방시켜줄게. 도망치려. 지금 도망쳐. 끝까지 저항해줘서 고마워.
She's at 2 overloads so far, but doing alright. Let's try to reposition her so she can actually shoot this guy on the next turn. There you go, so you get that shadow step kicking in. I did get a lot of cast time for using that ult though, so...
네, 지금 달려가요. 이젠 아프지 말아요.
그래, 도망쳐봐. 목표 제거 완료. 걱정하지 마. 나 혼자서도 충분해. 힘내. 아직 끝나지 않았어. 전진하자. 이런 기회 놓치지 않아.
좋은 리듬이군. 그렇지, 좋았어. 아, 같이 다니고 싶지 않은 녀석이네. 못났다, 못났어. 어때? 환상적이지? 바람과 함께합니다. 행운이 따른다고 방심하지 않습니다. 바람과 함께 사라지세요.
어차피 다 보여. 실망스럽군.
Oh, she's got that one guy in sight still.
왜 괜찮은 선택인걸?
Didn't get gathering, which would have brought her up to just 2 action time if I had another ally next to her. She sees 2 enemies, sees 2 allies, but she has to see more allies. So you want to make sure that your tank's within view, or just have other characters around her. Having Anne in the back is pretty vital, I'd say,
제가 지켜드려요.
just to keep Giselle safe.
이런 기회 놓치지 않아.
너무 억울해하지 마.
네가 너무 약한 거야.
그래, 숨어봐. 끝까지 저항해줘서 고마워.
So position advantage, she's at 36 action time. She should only see 1 guy now, so this should give her basically 6 action time. So just Ray's at 5, so she should be 1. Gathering, best condition, shadow step, and 1 action time. So if you play her right, basically you get to kill something every 6 action time, which is absolutely absurd.
이제 망설이지 않아. 그래, 도망쳐봐. 목표 제거 완료. 좋은 선.
Here, so we can see the next guy. Gathering, best condition, shadow step, and 5 action time.
못났다, 못났어.
그래, 숨어봐.
Try to always attack from your standstill. You want that position of advantage to lower your action time. You greatly need it. And then check the vision and just move yourself slowly as needed.
금방 끝내고.
Then you have enemies within your view. She got exhausted, but she should get her turn back up quick, so she should get unexhausted pretty quickly here.
이쪽이야.
I'm gonna go ahead and move Misty back.
승부는 초반
That one
위치
side's cleared out.
선점이지.
We're pretty much safe over there.
전진하자.
Just keep Ray concealed there for now.
바람이 검의 마음을 자.
Running low on vigor, so this is something I didn't really show in Leeton's previous
Let's
video,
go.
since Anne was keeping his vigor up. If you pass his turn, he actually recovers 20 vigor within her piece. So pretty much, once you have a couple enemies CC'd near him and he's pretty much safe and doesn't have to worry about his HP, you can just start passing turns to keep your vigor up completely on your own.
이제 아프지 말아요.
알라리, 너 내 팬이구나.
Oh, still exhausted.
그렇지, 좋았어. 자, 이제 제 차례입니다.
Overload hasn't fully finished yet, but should soon.
그럼 모두 사라져 볼까?
Alright, so now we're back up.
사냥하기 좋은
Here, we're gonna pass our turn. Should get our turn right back. Real quick. Yeah. It's preferable to move, spend the extra turn,
그래, 도망쳐봐.
get your attack off.
실망스럽군. 날 잊지 못할 거야.
Find a position that we can attack from. Yep, we can get the guy from here.
꽤 괜찮은 선택인걸?
아,
And always
같이
use
다니고
that
싶지
B
않은
key. You
녀석이네.
gotta exactly know where you can and can't attack from.
목표 제거 완료.
And with finding a way out, you can give turns back to your tanks. So we're gonna move up here now.
오케이. 우하! 오, tempo 좋은데.
도망쳐봐. 실망스럽군. 맛이. 다들 준비됐어?
Might have to run Misty and heal Leeton's vigor. Yeah, he's got enough vigor to sustain, so he's actually... Yeah, we'll just stay back. Pop this dude.
끝까지 지원해줘서 고마워.
And again, use that view.
금방 끝내도록 하지. 엔 이동할게요.
Just keep your support line all next to Giselle, and you will be doing really good. She'll get her turns back quick.
그래, 도망쳐봐. 넌 강해. 그럼 억울할 건 없어. 꽤
Here we
괜찮은
can get an attack.
선택인걸?
I'm ready.
See, when you're this low on vigor with Leeton, good idea is just pass your turn, get that vigor back.
위험한
You can run
상황은
Misty in,
더
heals
이상
vigor,
고통은
and
없이.
with Misty, because she only uses one action, should be able to just recover. That's weird, it said I could attack from here. Oh, it's one more square up.
사냥하기
Well, we're just
좋은
gonna-
위치는 그래, 숨어봐.
Do it now.
실망스럽군.
Technically, it would have been better to just pass the turn. You can get overloaded pretty quickly with her though, so don't expect her to be taking everybody out all by herself.
걱정하지 마. 나 혼자서도
Just
충분히.
do pay attention with her. 5 enemies left. One of them is here.
맡겨둬.
What's up, Kaze? You little chicken shit.
어때? 환상적이지?
네, 지금 달려가요. 달려봐. 멈추는 순간.
목표 제거 완료.
오, 훌륭하군. 지체할 시간이 없습니다. 강하게. 다음은 누구입니까? 모두 상대해드리겠습니다.
God, I love my little goofy Albus caster build.
전진하자.
It's such a silly build. Let's see. There's
괜찮은
good. We're gonna
선택인가?
move, pass her turn. Should get a turn back real quick. Yep, ready already.
제가 가겠습니다.
이제 사라져 줄게. 승부는 초반 위치 선점이지.
Pass with her because
Let's go. 우하! 좋은 리듬이군.
어차피 다
Giselle's got that guy.
넌 즐거웠어. 그럼 하지만 이제 작별 시간이야. 나쁘지 않아.
알겠습니다.
아, 맡겨줘.
언제든지. 이런 기회 놓치지 않아. 다음 목표는 누구로 할까?
어머 부탁해.
At this point, Giselle doesn't really have a good position to get to anyone unless I get all the way over here, maybe? Yep.
사냥하기 좋은 위치네.
Gathering, best condition, shadow step.
지체할 시간이 없습니다.
But I have no vigor. Hey, get over here.
알았어.
Triggered and exhausted again for the second time because she's just too quick. Getting too many turns.
네, 지금 달려가요. 힘낼게요. 제가 지켜드려요.
오, 훌륭하군. 우하! 오, 리듬 좀 타는데.
Quick check, see, yeah, Leeton's only gone into one overload, which is actually really good. Albus is good, Misty's good. Yeah, everyone's basically fine. Alright, let's
아, 맡겨줘. 너무
vigor up so you can actually shoot again.
이런 기회 모든 것은 경험의 차이야.
산들바람! 역시 그냥 물러서지는 않는 건가?
Yeah, he's got too much cover, so we're just gonna pass her turn. Conceal. I need to get that immortality off of him.
후! 좋은 동작이었어. 칭찬해줄게.
가슴이 떨려 죽겠어요. 용서하지 않겠어요. 지금이라도 항복하시는 게 어떤가요?
제가
I'll
가겠습니다.
probably need Ray up here to lay this guy.
이런 기회 놓치지 않아. 개인적인
그래요.
원한은 없어.
Show the mission statistics. So yeah, you can see Giselle did a ton of damage, killed a bunch of dudes. Even enemies with high block, like if you're fighting clowns, she's got something like close to like 80% block shred. So, and then on top of that, she is also running breakthrough. So even things that have even higher block shreds, you can just shred those down to relatively low levels, which is really good all around. Really fast, little difficult to use on Mind Body Unity just because of the getting exhausted over and over again, but as long as you keep enemies from seeing her and just keep her out of their reach, then yeah, she's basically your walking artillery with a full auto sniper. Activity report. Alright. So, gear-wise, we want to make sure we have really high speed. Tactically, you just need to get this high enough that your usual action time is 56 or lower. 56 is because your position of advantage will reduce your action time by 20, which is 36, which is the hard cap during your turn. And then you have your negative 30 apply at the end of your turn, which would put you at 6 action time. You can't get any lower than 6, but that's fine. You usually don't need to be much faster than that. Having some extra speed can help though if you're lagging behind, or if you need to get her up to where the enemies are, or need to position her to a different spot on the map. Because if she's not seeing enemies, she's not getting a lot of the action time reduction she can otherwise. So I try to get a little bit higher speed. So for the weapon, you can go with a honestly, best in slot is Skull Eaters, which is farmed from 46 Violent, the Magenta Street stage. Main reason is that 30% block shred on humans is massive. Makes it much easier to crit, make sure that you are critting because the enemy is not blocking, etc. So just farm Skull Eater until you get a good roll. It doesn't have to be the rapid. The rapid is nice just because it gives you speed to make up for the negative speed it has on it. That's why you don't see a speed stat on this one. But alternative ones you can go with is getting some extra crit chance is alright. Yeah, piercing attack, critical hit chance, just so you just make sure that you are landing crits. She's got 81 3.96 crit chance with plus 25 on range attacks. Ignore the 5 earth attack, that's from the ring. But yeah, that puts her well over 100, but on stuff like Destrons, you might want a little bit higher just to make sure that you are critting on them. You won't be able to completely remove a Destron's block, but you'll be able to ignore a pretty big chunk of it. For the accessories, we are not worried about survivability, so we are going all offense. The best ring for this is actually the level 35 crafted ring. The main reason is that it has really high crit damage as a base value on it. Has 30% crit damage, and you can roll up to an additional 30% from the suffixes. So you're just making sure you get good hit, crit chance, and crit damage. Don't worry about the ESP power or the last slot that's like allocated towards elemental damage. It's not going to do anything for you. Just make sure that you're getting a high hit, crit, and crit damage, and then the extra 40 vigor just helps you to have a vigor pool. As Giselle does consume quite a bit of vigor, you'll mostly just be using her basic snipe. Sometimes you will whip out the decisive shot, but you really don't want to. It consumes a bit more vigor and has a pretty nasty cast delay, so try to avoid that if possible. Her SP skills, you actually don't even really need to use these either. The only time I really really go for one of these is heart piercing shot on like a Destron, like if it's specifically the Black Schwartz Destron. If he goes berserk and I want to make sure that I ignore all his block, because this is unblockable. So I would shoot with this and go for the headshot just to make sure that A, he doesn't block it, and then it also has really high crit damage and that 200% additional damage when attacking from a still stance. Should do just enough damage to actually put a berserked Schwartz Destron out of action. So that's pretty much the main reason I would use this. Otherwise, you should almost always just be using snipe because of the no cast delay, and it does pretty much enough damage that you need it to do. It has really high scaling, 130%. Attack scaling because of the mastery setup we have. And then for boots, I'd say Hansen's is the best just for that little bit of extra crit damage. Getting speed or move distance is nice. It also gives you a little bit more hit chance, because I think it's got like 3% hit chance on it as a base, and some 30 vigor. There are a couple other shoe choices, but honestly I don't think any of them are really worth using. You're not really doing responsives too much, so I don't think the bends is a good trade-off for the stats you're going to lose. And Waze is more for like a mobile gunman, which is more like sweeper or ranger with hazing. So yeah, stick with Hansen's dress shoes. Just try to get speed or move distance depending on what you want to do. Other than that, doesn't really matter too much. Just make sure you get like an offensive roll with the hit and crit chance. Chest piece, 45 craft gear, gives you cast delay reduction, some increased move distance, good speed, and if you get the strategist roll, which is the rarest of the rolls for the coat, but it's definitely worth it because you get that extra offensive power. You can get some flat attack on it. It's only 50 attack, but hey, you know, it's there, and then you get the hit and crit chance. For individual masteries, I recommend Reinforced Scope. You want that extra sight distance because you do have 15 attack range, and you actually do need to see 15 distance to do that. So yeah, make sure you are taking Reinforced Scope. You will get +1 vision from being a sniper as part of your masteries. No, it's not from this. It says sniper plus. It's not from the gun. Actually, no, it's from Accessories, White Tiger Mark is probably best in slot just for the raw power. We are banking on high attack power scaling, so just, you know, getting 275 attack plus 50 attack, so that's 325 attack just from your gear slot. That's a pretty big damage boost, so well, depending on how much attack power you got, you know, that's like increasing your damage by like 20-something%. Onto the mastery board. Yeah, we are not using a lot of mastery sets, and we have a bunch of incompleted sets. That's fine. Some of them you kind of don't want, you can use. I will explain as best I can. So we take precision sniping, and we want to be able to apply the extra block shred, 5% for targeting enemies' armor or weapons. So that gives us 5. We can run Piercing Strike, that's another 5, that's 10. We have the 30 from our weapons, so that's 40 on humans. And then Predictive Fire brings you to 65 block shred. And then Skilled Snipe goes into the Best Snipe Mastery. This gives you 1% block shred per sniper mastery on your entire board. So right now we're at 65, so 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, and 74. So basically anything that has lower than 74% block, it's just instantly shredded to 0 block, and you are pretty much guaranteed to crit and kill them. Other than that, we are running Breakthrough, so anything that does have higher block gets their block cut in half. That will keep most enemies relatively low. Even on Destrons on Cruel Challenge, I think the highest block I've ever seen a Destron have is only in the high 20s or 30s. Never seen anything over 50 block except for like Gyro, but you have other characters that can deal with him. Giselle should not be on that side of the map in general. But anything with that high a block, there's usually some other weakness or some other way you can get at them, so leave that to other characters. But all the white clowns with their high block, yeah, you will pretty much be one-shotting them. Black clowns are one-shottable. The skinny clowns, pretty much any of the clowns, Renzi, even Ben, you can just shoot Ben outright more often than not with this Giselle setup. Prior planning lowers enemies' dodge, so you have pretty good hit chance, even if you don't get too much hit chance from your gear. You're rocking about 149. You do take a large hit penalty for attacking at 15 distance, but some of the masteries actually reduce that quite a bit. Yeah, attacking with Piercing Shot ability decreases the distance penalty on hit chance by 50%, so that cuts a big chunk of it right there, and then the prior planning cutting the enemy's dodge will pretty much get rid of enough that with about 140 accuracy, you basically can have a 100% hit chance on pretty much anything that we're currently fighting in the game. I do run Piercing Bolt. I do like the Armor Break. You don't necessarily have to run this, but really the only mastery you're giving up to free that up is Prior Planning, and don't really have too much you can put in its place. The Armor Break can help, especially if you're fighting like the Destrons, because you can get a couple stacks of Armor Break, which will lower their block even more, making it more reliable to attack them. This is one of the key masteries that makes this build work, positioning. So this augments your position of advantage mastery. So position advantage reduces your action time by 20 after you hit a target from still stance or elevated position. Now it is or, so you can stay from a still stance if the enemy is above you or on equal level. But if you have the high ground, you are free to move and fire freely. with positioning. So do try to take advantage of that when possible, but like I said before, just try to be mindful and try to attack from the still stance, because it is very important for your action time if you want to get those quick turns. The other mastery here, Field and Strip. Attack power scaling goes up by 10%, reduces cast delay, which helps, but again, we're not trying to cast the other skills with cast delay, so we want to stay away from those. It does give us some increased hit chance as well. And we're pretty much running most of these other masteries anyways. We do like zeroing, we do like the gun barrel reinforcement because that gives us that extra range. Firearm interchangeability is where we get that other scaling, so we get 10% scaling from that, and then we're getting 20% scaling from this on her snipe skill. Because precision sniping, firearm interchangeability itself, the field and strip and clean, and the gun barrel reinforcement are all adding 5% attack power scaling. As for the action time, once you are attacking from the position of advantage, then you will get your action time hopefully reduced to 36. At that point, if more allies are within your view than enemies, which if you keep her at just right distance should be happening pretty often, then gathering will kick in. As long as an enemy is within view but not able to see you, then you get shadow step, so that's another 10. And then keeping her at full HP, which should be pretty easy because nothing should be seeing her, therefore nothing should be attacking her. Then you're getting a insane negative 30 action time. And at that point, you are just machine gunning everything down in sight. Extreme speed on here just for some additional speed. You don't actually need to run this. You can drop it if you want some more stats, like if you want to get some extra hit chance, or if you want to add like another defensive slot, because you can drop extreme speed, and then that should free up the slot that you can run another defensive mastery if you want. And then or you could have dropped the extreme speed and then drop precision to give yourself another attack slot. We are using pretty heavy points in the attack slots, so there's not a lot you can get here. You're only going to have 3 points, so you're not going to fit in like Giant Killer or anything like that. You always could, but I find you kind of don't need to. We're mostly just focused on shredding block, and then we have enough crit damage and base attack power that pretty much everything in the game is one-shottable, except for like enemies that have like damage stops, such as enemies with impulse field or any of the robots with damage absorption. So they're required to be hit multiple times anyways. So I feel like Giant Killer is not really needed. If you were to take something in the attack slot, you could throw on Sharp Spirit just to give yourself a little bit more block shred, or you could throw in Shadow Snipe. Shadow Sniping will complete the set here, Sniper and Shadow. Do be warned though, if you play on Mind Body Unity and you do this with Shadow Snipe, you're going to recover action points so quick that yeah, you're basically going to get turn locked out very, very quickly. Yeah, because Shadow in the dark here. While you're not in the line of sight of enemies, activating Shadow Sniping recovers your action points by 1. So you're going to recover your action point by 1. Also, not being in enemies' line of sight also triggers your Sniper Mastery, so you're going to be recovering 2 action points. That's 72 overcharge, and then you're going to get that 6 action time turn. So that's going to add another 30. So you're going to gain 106 overload for killing a single enemy, which means you can kill 5 enemies and then you're exhausted. So I don't recommend this if you play on Mind Body Unity. If you don't play on Mind Body Unity though, yeah, go ahead and slap Shadow in the dark and absolutely murder and confuse everything. You will have so many turns and you'll be able to move and keep Giselle in like perfect positions and just go pretty much hog wild. So that's another thing you can change. You could also drop base defense and yeah, base defense, and then slot in, instead of extreme speed, something to increase the amount of points, and you could possibly slot in second heart if you wanted to be a little more cautious, or drop an attack slot and get an additional support slot. With an additional support slot, you'd only have really 2 points to put, which does kind of limit things. You can't throw in like Roar Victory or anything like that. You already got Skilled Snipe, Rifle Reinforcement. You could put Pouring Spirit if you want to just gain SP a little bit quicker, but not really necessary. If you're willing to personally damage yourself or poison her to get her HP low and just sit at low HP, you could actually just drop Best Condition, go Twilight of Pain. It's super risky, just sitting at low HP, but would actually give you insta turns, if possibly. So, you know, if you want to be really abusive. So yeah, there's a couple things you can do. You could slap on like luck if you want to go that route as well. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, there's not a lot you can do. Bounding Stride, I guess, if you want to get some more move distance. But yeah, I mean, the setup with the right gear and these masteries, it doesn't look like much, doesn't look like you're running a lot of sets and everything, and I know that looks a little off at first. But as I demonstrated in that battle, and can definitely do it on like 54 Violent and stuff as well, she pretty much blows up anything that's within her range, and I pretty much just keep her at the back just to keep the team moving forward. Any enemies that aren't just immediately taken down, Giselle will put down for them. And because of the pairing with creating opportunity and finding a way out, the synergies, she can give turns back to your tanks or anyone that's near the enemies that she kills really quickly, which helps the team overall. So not only is she a massive damage dealer, she's also supporting the team. So really good character. Mommy Giselle is good stuff.